CO, they know, we know. I ain't on probation anymore, man. So, my PO. Hope everyone's doing well, keeping good, staying positive, no negative vibes, no bad energy. You know the saying, carry on, keep going, no quitting. Today's topic is gonna just be about reading and why you should read. Reading is an excellent skill to have at any age group. Well, not any age group, but you know what I mean, from when you start school onwards. Yeah, man. It basically, research has shown that it's good for your health. It reduces stress, helps with brain connectivity, strengthens your vocabulary and your comprehension. Research has also been done that it can help you in later life not develop Alzheimer's. So if that has any truth to it, that's really good. That's excellent. But yeah, man, I've always enjoyed reading, to be honest with you. I've always liked reading. Actually, I am good at reading, but I don't have a good I don't have a long attention span. So for me, I've had to learn techniques to help me finish books. And what I do sometimes is I'll read like short bursts. So maybe I'll read 3 pages or 5 pages, bookmark, then the next day another 3 to 5 pages, etc. and so on. But yeah, let's get into it. I'm going to show you some books that I've been reading myself. Not all of them I particularly like. I'm gonna be honest, not all of them I've finished as well. Some of them I'm still in the process of reading them, and some of them I haven't even started on. But yeah, I just thought I would show some books. So, because some people, they don't really pick up a book, they don't read much. So maybe this might encourage you to pick up a book, and it will give you some ideas as well. So here we go. This is a book that I've actually read all of it. I would highly recommend it for anybody that wants to get into finance, wants to have a different perspective and outlook on saving, budgeting, opening up your mind to assets. But basically it's a book about a man, Robert T. Kiyosaki. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he basically had 2 dads. One was we'll say a normal civilian, and one was a civilian as well, but he escaped the so-called, what would we call it, the rat race, as they would call it. So yeah, he had a poor dad and he had a rich dad, and his poor dad was his biological father, and his rich dad was his mate's dad, who had like a company, loads of employers, etc., etc. But when him and his friend was young, basically, one day I think there was at Robert was at his rich dad's house with his friend, and they asked the rich dad how they could become rich like him. So instead of just like giving them money or saying he's going to give it to them the easy way, he started teaching them lessons, which at first they thought he was going hard on them, etc., etc. But as you continue reading throughout the book, you see that them lessons molded them for a better life later down the line. He then goes into talking about how you can manifest in investing and all the above. But I won't bore you with this book. As I was saying, It's an excellent book for those that would like to get into thinking about investing, opening your mind to assets, and just general little lessons and gems about money and things like that. So yeah, it's an excellent book. If you haven't read it, I would advise highly that you look into this book. So here we have another book that I've actually read and got through. I would say it's a little gem of a book. It's called So They Say You've Broken the Law and Challenging Legal Authority by the Lioness. It's basically a book explaining that we was all born free. So yeah, we was all born free, meaning we was all born the same way. Politicians, royals, we was all born the same way. Unless you can show me that someone was born like Jesus, we was all born the same way. But yeah, it goes into talking about how you should handle a claim if someone raises a claim against you. It goes into torts. But it's an excellent book for those wanting to get more in depth and open up their mind to the law, because the law is a very technical thing, I should say. And I've also got another book here on law that I'll pick up after this and speak to you about. But yeah, man, this is a good book for beginners wanting to study the law. So here we have another book that's also, it's not fiction, it's non-fiction. It's a law dictionary, Black's Law Dictionary to be correct. I would highly recommend this book for people, again, wanting to study about law. This goes into, it gives you, well, it doesn't go into, sorry, let me correct myself. It has the words and the definitions, but in a different way from your usual dictionary. So basically it's in legalese. I don't know, many of you might have not heard of this. It's just basically terms that they use within the law society. So when you go to court, a word that could mean something else in the dictionary can have a different meaning within the law society, basically. It's a bit technical to go into again, but I would advise anyone interested in the law to pick up a Black's Law Dictionary. I haven't read all of it, obviously, but I always find myself flicking through terms and definitions and get lost in it. For you to understand what I was saying about the terms in here, I'm going to find one for you and read it. Bargain. An agreement between parties for the exchange of promises or performances. A bargain is not necessarily a contract, because the consideration may be insufficient or the transaction may be illegal. So yeah, that's how the terms are in my dictionary. If you look in a normal dictionary at the word bargain, I'm sure you'll get a different definition. Here we have a English thesaurus. I'm not going to bore you with these. I'm sure everyone's seen a thesaurus, but I just like to read through it from time to time just to strengthen my vocabulary. Here we have a book called Street Life, urban books. I'm sure some of my viewers may have heard of these urban books. So when I was in Feltham Young Offenders Institution, I used to go to the library a lot, and they had a section of urban books, and I used to love them. I read this a long time ago while I was unfortunately in prison, and on my channel we'll talk about that later and why it's not good and why you shouldn't end up there. But yeah, I can't really remember the story of this, if I'm being honest with you. The urban books though, they have a lot of juicy content in them about, like, you know, like street life, narcotics, all the above, girls, females. So when I was in that unfortunate position that I was in, that I was telling you about, yeah, it used to just give me a vivid imagination. I used to paint the pictures in my head, and yeah, it was good. It was they're fun books to read. They're not really informative. You can't really learn nothing from them. As I said, I'll be honest, I don't really remember the story to the full extent. I remember that he was trying to change his life around because he also came out. So at the time as well, I could relate to it. But yeah, I won't bore you with it. Urban books, you should look them up online. Very good books. Here we have another book that I'm reading. It's another book on finance. It's called The Richest Man in Babylon. As I said, I'm reading it. I haven't currently got through the whole book. As you can see, my bookmarks in there. I'll open it up for you, show you what page I'm on. I'm on page 26. So yeah, The Richest Man in Babylon is basically a finance book again on stuff about budgeting, how you can start investing. It's a story of about a man called Arcad who lives in Babylon. Arcad was a worker at one stage. He said that he didn't have a lean purse, as they call it in the book, and he really wanted a lean purse. So Arcad went on a little bit of a journey to find out how to become rich. He starts networking, but then the king calls for Arcad and says, "Arcad, you have received so much riches. I would now like you to teach the citizens of Babylon how you got your riches." So then Arcad starts giving out lessons of how he got rich, etc. And it just gives you tips and a lot of information about income, that you should save 10% of what you make straight away. It kind of reminds me of Rich Dad Poor Dad, to be honest, because a lot of the lessons that they talk about in Rich Dad Poor Dad are in here, but it's obviously got its own little twist on it. Here we have another book about the economy. It's called the economics book, sorry. Let me be honest with you, I didn't read all of this book because it's shut. I won't say, because yeah, there might be kids watching, but it's shabby. It has a few gems in there, I won't lie. It has pictures in there. It's one of them books that has pictures and writing in there. As you can see, it's about the economy. Wealth comes from the land. We can kickstart poor economies by writing off debt. The economy can be counted. Social networks are kind of capital. As I was saying, not really my type of book. It's a bit boring. These last two books, Understanding Bitcoin and Cryptocurrency, Beginner's Guide to the Crypto Revolution, and Curtis Jackson, Hustle Harder. I haven't read these two books yet, but when I'm finished reading them, I'll do another upload and update you, because I'm going to be doing more uploads on books, because basically within the black community, I don't think we idolize learning and reading and all of them things as much as we idolize or glorify, should I say, the hip-hop culture, gang life to a certain extent. I don't want to say gang life like that, because there's other cultures that are involved in gang life, I'm highly aware, and the media tries to paint it out like it's purely black people, which is not. But that's a whole nother topic as well. But like I said, yeah, I'm going to do more books about reading, because I just think it needs to be one of them things that we celebrate more within our community. Because I've met, no offense as well, but I've met certain brothers that they don't really show no interest to reading. I've met brothers that can't even read. So yeah, it's just one of them things that I think we need to pay more attention to. But yeah, thank you for watching, And as I said, when I've read these books, I show them to you again, Understanding Bitcoin and Cryptocurrency and Curtis Jackson, Hustle Harder, I will update you.